I'm super excited to have Dina معنا طبعا متوترة وتوتنا. But thank you for coming.
It was great mainly talking about what we all love.
Yeah.
Luxury and fashion and styles and trends.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting how many aspects within luxury, right?
yes.
You have fashion, you have experiences.
Yes.
So what defines luxury for you? What is it?
For me, luxury comes with a lot of things that might not be common thoughts. Some would say it's jewelry and some would say it's fashion. For me, it's finding the balance between having the luxury of time and the luxury fashion world incorporated in that. So the luxury of time is doing what you love, what you're passionate about, within having your own style, within having your own trend, within your job. So it's finding the balance of what's truly you're passionate about.
I have so many questions about that. Very بس قبل ما ندخل في الموضوع بعرف في البداية ليش اخترتي luxury ولا صارت لك بالصدفة شو اللي بيحدد المسار؟
I think us as women, we love luxury when it comes to jewelry, when it comes to fashion. We see it for children.
Yeah.
We see a mom, we see a grandma, we see how they wear. You see, the singers that you love. You see it all around you as you grow up, and it becomes a passion or something that you look up to. And with that sense, I think since childhood, I really liked to dress up, to use my grandma's stuff, to brand myself up. And being in this industry is really a passion for me because from childhood, this is something I love and this is something I have an eye for. So that's why I pursued my career in fashion and in luxury.
Okay. And I feel like من كلامك حتى في description of what is luxury is about your self-identity,
yes.
right? كيف نقدر احنا نعرف our identity when it comes to fashion خاصة إن في كثير elements يعني مثلا تروحين you want to go shopping تشوفين كل البراند حتى لو عندهم their own exclusivity in terms of their vision بس لما يصير شيء هبة كل البراند etc.
Exactly.
So with social media now, with the impact of social media, so how can a person know their identity and sort of protect it? مش إنه يتحجرون about it بس يعني they keep it while they do their other stuff. مثلا كانوا في business of industry أو ما كانوا فيها.
I think we are all influenced by social media trends today. And especially that you find a lot of local celebrities and local talents from our country in GCC, from Qatar, from Egypt, from Dubai. You find everyone is wearing and dressing up and following trends, but at the same time you have to have your own view of what is stylish for you, of what makes you unique when you wear that brand, because you have your own self-image. You might find a brand that has a lot of clothes. So you might find a brand that you really love that goes into a direction that is not really your style, but you still find in that brand things that are always timeless, that attract you rather than another collection. That's why now in luxury brands you find a lot of brands having collections for our region, for Qatar, collections for Ramadan, collection that address your view and what makes you unique in your style. You might find someone wearing 4 or 5 brands, and that's how they are. This is what their image of luxury is. But for me, it's about putting things together that gives you your own sense of unique style without being affected by all the trend and all the buzz. Because for me, ما بحبش أشوف كل الناس لابسة the same style. You go into one store, you might pick something, I might pick something, someone else would pick something else. But you find your style even if the fashion is changing, but you will not buy something unless you are really convinced with how it reflects online. And someone can wear something that looks different because of the way they pose, because of the way they wear, because of the way they present themselves with it, versus someone who can wear the same thing but look more conservative and more right way with it. Exactly. So it's the way you put things together. It's the way you dress it up or dress it down. Or it's the way you walk with it. But it's about your grace. It's about what makes you choose this piece. You can go in and find 10 blazers that are the same ones, but there's one that's, this is the one that I like for me. In the thing, it can be everything, but what you will buy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
This is what I want. You might go in, scan the whole store, know what you like, and this is you.
Yeah. I think what I like about هذا definition أو about the personal identity إن إحنا نفس موضوع luxury of being expensive. You can wear whatever, but you wear it your own way. It can look as luxury as يعني you want. You know what I mean? حتى لو كان من مكان مش براند معروف. This is how you wear it, how you present yourself with it.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, I want to go back to the element of exclusivity.
Yes.
I talked about in social media يمكن هذا النوع من communication اللي everywhere. خلق نوع من التكرار في اللوكس يعني ممكن we both buy the same shoes for example and هذا النوع من التكرار في السوشيال ميديا وفي الماركتينج يبعد شوي عن الامج of exclusivity. How important exclusivity for luxury and how can we protect exclusivity while doing in marketing different
I think every brand has its own. My favorite brand, Chinon, has its own DNA.
Yeah.
And every brand, even though it tailors and even though it provides different trends, it has to still maintain this DNA. And how they remain exclusive is that they always go back to their archive, for example. They do it in a trendy way, but they still preserve their archive and their style and their traditional concepts that they came up with from the beginning.
Sure.
So that's how they maintain their image or their exclusivity in a fashion world that keeps changing. Because if they keep changing their full identity, you don't remain a loyal customer, and you remain a loyal customer because you love what this brand represented to you for a long time.
Yeah.
Some brands appear as a trend and then it doesn't become the trendy brand anymore.
No.
But what's important is to always have this identity that doesn't change throughout time, that makes you always love this brand. And that's what we work on in marketing, that we know what you love and we know what you choose. And from our experiences in our region, we know what our customers like, and we tailor a journey that reflects their love for the brand in that way. Whether it's getting someone from a brand to speak about the heritage, about the inspiration, about how they fell in love with the connection that they made, that make you as well love the connection that they offer you.
And this is so important, and I want to maybe hear more about what do you think about storytelling. أحس يعني I was talking to another guest and how important it is to see behind the scene. حتى كconsumer يصير عندك appreciation مختلف للبرودكت. حتى كان as simple as perfume مثلا ما دفعت عليه مبلغ كبير، بس السن لما تشوفين الناس تشتغل عليه وشلون هيستوري وشلون هالوردة كانت تمثل حق الديزاينر something etc. It links you to the brand and I want to يعني represent هذا الهيستوري. How important is storytelling in luxury?
I think now a lot of brands are doing the storytelling experience for the customers as well. You go to the factory, you see the creative director, you get inspired by what they are inspired by, and you fall in love with what you see, and you start growing the passion for the brand. And I think that's what makes you want to be a luxury ambassador, because you see that back of the end of what happens, of the end product. And that's what makes you love the collection. And offering this experience is a privilege to someone who loves fashion.
Sure.
Whether it's a celebrity, whether it's a VIP, whether it's an influencer, you showcase the world what this brand is really about. It's not just what you see on shelf. Yes, I like this, I don't like this. No. But how many people made this product for you? Whether it's a bag or how many, it's a lot of details that you really don't know when you're buying a product unless you've heard about the making of the product.
Sure.
That's when you find reviews, you find experiences, you find people from the brand coming to express that here.
And I worked with you at an event, and I want to maybe share some insights about an actual event that happened and how detail-oriented you are. And I think this is very important. Like choosing the colors, the theme, etc. and how هذا الثيم والألوان مهم عشان collection is that. how important is this small elements and مش necessary من collection. Let's take مثلا fashion as an example of luxury. أنت عندك collection. Why do I care about the other elements of what people who gonna present be wearing? شلون بيكون invitation, شلون بيكون colors of food, of drinks. Why all of that is important?
It's because you are inviting the client to have an experience of the brand. So it's not what I choose. I have to follow a color scheme that matches the food. So the food has to match the collection. Every detail, like the models, the looks, the catering, the flower selection, the VM, how the flowers are displayed in the shop, the invitation, the material of the invitation, the typography on the invitation. Every single thing goes into a long approval process with the brand. It takes me a minimum of 3 months to get an event to happen. So that, and I love that part because every brand has its own process and every brand has its own, flower guidelines, invitation guideline. That's what makes it fun when you have multi-brand and multi-experiences that you offer. And at the end of the day, you want to present something that's not just anything. Because your customer knows what the brand is. And you want to give this experience, whether you are in Qatar, whether you are in Dubai, whether you are in Milan, what you have here as an experience would be similar to what you have there. So you'll find the catering with the same color scheme. You'll find the napkin, the tray, the server who's serving you, the BA, everything would be the same. Exactly, because it's a global image of the brand. And I like to have different strategies for different brands because, the customer, the collection, it's inspiring to have something unique for each brand, and it's important to offer your customer something that is not repetitive.
I have a question because you work with different brands. Some brands have by the book rules and regulations, and it's very important, especially if you establish a certain position. يصير يعني من الصعب ان انت تلعب في الاشياء اللي خلاص default colors, الكونتنت etc. في براندز الاصغر حجما اللي توهم داخلين يمكن الماركت او ما عندهم نفس البوزيشننج بس تحسينهم more fun, more easy, more reactive. اي ترند يصير تلاقيهم بسرعه انتويت انفلونسرز تيك توك. انا اعرف بعض البراندات اللي تشتغل معاها they're against مثلا certain channels of social media لانه ما يحسون انه بالمستوى. في ناس لا they're using different tactics لانه خلاص they want to establish their positioning. شنو البروز والكونز؟ واذا انا مثلا كنت براند او ابي ادخل في مجال اللكجري, what do you recommend me to figure out first in order for me to use the right strategies?
The reason why brands, some of them are very strict versus some are very flexible, it's because of the global image. So I, being here in Qatar, I cannot create something that is out of the box of what the brand will globally launch as. So we're like, not in that way, but I have guidelines from the brand that I cannot use, I cannot record, I cannot do local campaigns without the host or the influencer or the looks or the location.
Being approved.
Everything needs to be approved because it's a global image.
Of course.
The other brands, they are flexible in doing that because they don't have these tight guidelines. But what I do here to make it happen is that I go through a long process and I provide them with every single detail that they might need. And I also provide them with the reasons why we should do this and reasons why this did not work. For example, for Ramadan campaigns, you won't find it's easy for an international brand to collaborate with a local brand for a campaign. But I found my way to do that through Ramadan collection. I need to present my collection in a way that is relevant to my market. And to do that, I need a local brand, especially with brands that don't have ready-to-wear, like we did. And that's the way to convince them that this global strategy does not locally work. We need things that, okay, maybe the international strategy does not have this element, but for us, no, we need this element.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't do model presentation in store. No, the strategy is for other brands in my market that are also luxury is to have model presentation in store.
Yeah.
They have different seasonality. We need to adapt it locally and to convince them of what we need as a market versus what they internationally do, because we're not the same audience. And what we need here is not what they need there, and what they do there was not reflect what we need. And I did, for example, some gifting at the end of December. I tailored this gifting for Qatar National Day versus the other occasion.
Yeah.
So I need to tweak it to make that image that I need here. So what you can do as a luxury brand that would position you here right is two things. First off, you need to know what you want at the end of the day. Do you want a local or do you want an international? Because a local, you would tailor collection not only meet your local audience.
Yeah.
If you want international, then you have to have like what you did as well, ready to wear along with your abaya. And the second thing is what I said, what you want at the end of the day. You don't change with the trend. You have your own identity, you have your own message, and you find it in your collection. And when you reflect that in your collection, this is what makes it unique.
True.
And I think to stay true to your style and to what makes that piece unique is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's for me.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else would have a different perspective of things. But for me, you have your vision, you have your message, you have your style. You don't change that to be international. They should make that image. And now we see a lot of, fashion weeks happening in Saudi, you have Fashion Trust Arabia happening in Qatar. The fashion scene is becoming very strong, and it's becoming an identity on its own. And now we see luxury brands how they want to meet our market and how they create things for our market, because we are an important market. But we need to adapt to us as well.
دليل قلت لنا في مثلا رمضان collection,
of course,
عباية, some of the brands عباية for example. فهذا customization for our region ما كنا نشوفها قبل. بس now they're reacting لأن نفس ما قلتي fashion scene is different.
Yes. Yeah. And everyone has their own style of wearing and has their own image to reflect when they wear that thing. And this is what's important, to keep your identity, to keep your image, even though the fashion scene is in my perspective, is changing. You have your way of dressing.
How you deal with trends? Like you see, for example, Leopard صار ترند فجأة بعدين صار quite luxury بعدين نعرف إيش. luxury marketing expert, how do you react على different trends? بنفس الوقت you protect being authentic and true to who you are as a brand, بس نفس الوقت addressing the needs. لأن فجأة نفس group of people كانوا fan of quite luxury فجأة يبون loud print etc. So what is your intake about trends nowadays?
We have a lot of luxury brands here in Qatar, and all of us, we launch it in a very stylish, exclusive way, and we find a way to attract our customers like that. Part of doing marketing is knowing what other brands are doing. For example, for Ramadan collection, what are their collection about? What did other brands miss in that? And when we do a market research and competitive check, and we're all talking to each other, me and someone else from another brand and someone else from, we all share what's happening with the market. Did you see this event? You get an overview of what customers are also liking and what they want to know more about. And some people, they want something that is sustainable, made of sustainable products. Some people want a brand that is
exotic leather and
exotic leather, and maybe they want a brand that is wait, I'm trying to find the word,
streetwear.
Maybe you change your style. What if you change your style? Then this brand needs to be able to address. Yes, and they adapt to that, but as well to keep their DNA there. For me, for example, with all the brands, I have favorite brands, and I have brands that don't tailor to to my style, but I still find the right customers that this collection would attract to.
Yeah.
So I cannot have street style to a certain age. I have my database. I work out, for example, with the brand manager. We find a suitable customer that we would be inviting to this event. Not everyone wears this collection. Not everyone likes the style. And that's how we tailor our marketing strategy for these different trends.
Great. And do you use technology or AI? And
I love AI.
Gathering data?
Of course. There's a lot of, for example, technology for sure, especially with AI. You get a lot of new information. You might have not adapted it yet much in our region, but there is so much to learn from AI. And I think the AI, you can get customization, you can get personalization, you can get e-commerce, you can get online consultancies for your style. A lot of different things that, I say in marketing, if you don't feed yourself this AI trend, you will be missed.
Yeah.
Because there is limitless, like as simple as visual optimization, as simple as I'm updating our website and the images that I have, brands are not enough to fit the image. We expand the background. There's so much you can play with when it comes to AI, especially it saves you a lot of time. When I use AI, it does save me a lot of time. If I want to do research, if I want to tailor a loyalty program and I want to know different loyalty program with their pointers, and the more you feed the AI tool that you use, the more accurate, time-consuming, informative. It would take me 2 hours to do market research with this tool. I would save myself. It would answer me in 10 minutes.
Exactly.
And I found as if someone else is helping you, or someone else is giving you, the back work that you need to do to get this idea together.
Yeah.
And for sure, everyone needs to learn AI, because if you don't learn it, it's like... you're missing an opportunity, and I like to invest in myself in that, knowing the new things, the new tools that you can use when it comes to AI, for sure.
Yeah, احنا قاعدين نشوف حتى influencers AI في الفاشن وفي
I can spread the AI sentiment to that, and I can start it. I know.
And the content been created by AI. But I still believe the human element is important, especially if you talk about luxury. يعني أنت one of the people اللي تحبين تكتبين التكست وتراجعين عليه ويكون فيها the human element. في ناس تعتمد completely واعتماد السلبي اللي لا هو generate حتى.
I think with auto-generated text, and you get auto-generated email, and for me it's just not professional that you just copy-paste.
Yeah.
You get the idea, you get the message, you put your touch to it, you put your personalization to it. It's not an auto, especially with our market. I mean, you don't want a dear customer, thank you for shopping with us, and here's your receipt. It's not.
Yeah.
You have stronger relationship with the sales team, you have stronger relationship with everyone. So when you get something automated at the end of the day, it's like, no, thank you, don't communicate with me in that way, because they don't know you as a customer. They don't know your birthday. They don't know what is important to you. They don't know. But when everyone from the team, they know who you are, and they have a personal interaction with you, and they act accordingly. But when you do everything automation, for me, it's not luxury. And I got a lot of emails about, are you interested in automation? And I wouldn't like automation, because my customer would not appreciate that kind of service in that. And although maybe in other industries, for sure, this could be important. It would save time. But for example, with e-commerce, you wouldn't find the AI part, or what we can get as data out of it, or for example, the product recommendation that you get. This is all from that.
I think some elements can be used بالAI. منها شفنا مثلا color testing. أنا found it very interesting. أدخل وأشوف شو الألوان تناسبني على سبيل المثال، without having to interact with people in this regard. أشوف شكل القطع علي مثلا إيه this is nice. بس لما أشوف إن مثلا دينا invested in me as a person وقاعدة تتعامل إن she knows what I like what I don't, this personal element is very important to create high experience. لأن in the end what I understood يعني من كلامك إن it's all about this emotion you have from interacting with a brand with the experience, how you will feel afterwards, right? طيب we talked about different values. However, مش كل ال values مهمة لكل البراند. Right? Sustainability is very important topic. بس في brand they يعني one of their DNA is using certain material doesn't fit within the agenda. How can I as a brand be real and authentic about what luxury means to me, whether using kind of different material or لا, being يعني up to date with values such as sustainability.
I think a lot of brands now are incorporating collections that have sustainable products, like sneakers, recycled material, recycling other material environments to make normal pieces. So you find this trend more visible now in different luxury brands without naming. You will find this is when trend you find recycling, and they are proud to talk about sustainability and how they are producing sustainable products for people who are interested in that. Same goes for beauty. You will find them using vegan products, which was not the case like 10 years ago. You don't find this. You didn't find this before, but now the Gen Z are more into this, sustainable vegan material that is used, and it has its market. But I'm not very sure that it's still what I would focus on when it comes to a product. I would rather consider how a product is made in the right conditions. With the right,
regulation.
Exactly. It's not about just sustainability. You have a lot of brands that do mass production, but the conditions are not good. So you don't want that at the end of the day. You want something that was done in a proper space with proper material, with people who are, valued for their time and work. And that's what luxury tries to offer everyone.
One of the technology used in أحد البراندز without naming names is the tracking history. So you scan a piece and then you see the tracking or the faces عليها الpiece. And this is very nice because هاي مش بس تعطي history, gives appreciation حتى حق ناس اشتغلت في كل بيس. أنت عارف هذا البرودكت طلع من وين وشنو المراحل اللي مر فيها. It's beautiful.
Of course. Because it's not just a product on a shelf that someone made. It's a product that was made with love, with appreciation, with quality, with a quality aspect. And that's what makes your piece unique. That's why not every piece is completely identical. It has a knowing touch. That in the machine doing on the work.
Yes, true. I have maybe personal question. Being a female, usually كلنا أتوقع wearing different hats, different roles, etc. How can we embed luxury lifestyle in our day-to-day life? What does it mean to you? يعني مثلا أنا بالنسبة لي I was saying إن having coffee, listening to my favorite music وهذا switch off اللي أسويه حق كل الناس. It's a luxury time for me. What is it for you, and how does femininity come to place?
Well, femininity for me, it's a bit traditional. For me, I think that your grace and your empathy and your poise and your creativity is your femininity. Some people find femininity by, doing art. Some people by, wearing the right piece of jewelry, maybe by wearing the lovely perfume that they're addicted to for years. Everyone has a different image of what femininity is. But for me, it's by being, the traditional or the ideal for me is to be empathetic and to be graceful and to have your own sense of being a woman. Because we're all, driven by the same thing. We're all interested mostly by the same things, and your sense of who you are is for you. So what makes me feminine, might not be what someone, maybe being feminine for someone is being too empowering, but to, being very career oriented. But for me, it's finding your grace and empathy and your beauty in everything that you do. So always to stay true and to stay beautiful on the inside, more than on the outside, is what makes you feminine. To keep in, preserving who you are along the journey of life as a woman, of a mother, as as an entrepreneur, as a different roles that you play in your life journey, to always have this beauty on the inside to carry with you.
And do you take like pauses, Dina? أنا باخذ pause يومين ثلاثة to reconnect and
it's very hard to say and to do, but what matters at the end of the day is your well-being and your balance and what keeps you, holding things together. So you have to find your way of doing things that give you as well calmness inside. Like for me, I have a certain set of things that I do that give me my peace in the weekend. And one of them is that I never have my email on my phone, because my time with my family is my time with my family. And it's hard, but it's important to give your family back, because you're at work. But when I go back home, I'm at home with my family, and this is what gives me my balance. How much I spend time with my daughter and how much I value this time, because this is how you build an empowering woman. How you build a confident woman. How you build someone who did not lack love. And who grew in a home that has love and has devotion and has dedication. It's not just work. It's also your home. If you balance at home, if you balance in your life, it's not being balanced in your work. So for me, this is my balance. And taking care of me is taking care of my family. And when you disconnect for a while and you need that disconnection, this is for you. It's not time away. It's time for you to give back to them.
Well said. في شيء حلو إن اليوم ابتدي البودكاست I asked people what is luxury for you. فكل حد جواب بما معنى أن what I like to do in my free time is my luxury. يعني في ناس قالت self care وأنا بالنسبة لي كان self care يعني I wanted to explore more what do they mean. في ناس قالوا مثلا لا I need my copy يكون presented بطريقة معينة. What you said about يعني reconnecting, knowing who you are, what you want to do, focusing on true things in life, this is what means to me. That is very interesting. والسؤال الثاني لأني I know her relationship with her daughter. I want to know if you have a set of rules مثلا الأكل يكون presented بشكل معين, because I know how you are in the other side. Do you have this luxury rules and regulation in the house?
Well, I try to be tough. I might not be as tough, but I try to make her understand why I don't want him to do things in that way. Because I want her to understand. I want her to choose. I want her to say this is right and this is wrong and this is wrong because. So when I told her, hold my hand when we're walking in the mall, for example, it's safe here. It's very safe here. But part of me, when we go somewhere else, it will not be as safe. I will have to hold her hand. Don't run from me when we're crossing the street. I know it's safe here, but it's not safe somewhere else. So it might not be rules, but it's making her understand that you have to see it might not be safe. It might not be, all right to do like that. And maybe, yes, I'm a little bit OCD and sometimes with her. But I explain why to her, and that's the important thing, because she has to choose. And she has to understand that this is right and this is wrong and this is better. And for example, me as a mom, I see all the kids eating so many sweets since they are 2. For me, I introduced it in a different way. I gave her the very healthy options and this lifestyle option, and I introduced the other part. But I also told her why this is better for you and why this is not healthy for you. And of course she can do what she wants, but I try to give her the first choice, the thing that's best for her. And if she chooses, to divert to something that mommy doesn't really like, it's fine. But she knows that, Noami wouldn't do that. Like she would tell me, you know, soda's not healthy for me. She knows. She wouldn't drink it because I told her that this is not good for you.
Yeah.
So she trusts that I'm offering her the best alternatives in that lifestyle. Of course.
وهو ناس تزن من هالعمر هي عندها sense of grace وإن أنا لازم أسوي شيء عشان أسوي شيء. It's so cute.
Yes.
Final question. أنا بغيت أخذ هذا الشيء واجد. But how important also it is for anyone to have their house set in a way مش بالضرورة again when I say luxury it doesn't mean the brands all over. بس مثلا أنت من الناس اللي يهمها حتى مثلا ريحة المكان يكون بالريحة اللي أنا أحبها بس إيش قد هالelements مهمة to create this luxury lifestyle with the يعني with the association of brands ولا لا؟
I think your home should reflect what you like. This is your space, this is your creativity, this is your home. And you have to have the elements that make it feel at home for you. Whether it is a nice smell, because I'm obsessed with lemongrass. If you go to my house, you will choke from the smell of lemon because I like it to smell like a spa. Unfortunately, too much. And what makes home for me is having family pictures, having pictures from our vacation of not necessarily luxury items, but you know, things that make it feel safe, make it feel home, make it feel that it has love. It's not just you know, different people have different items that make a space home. For me, it's trying to bring memories into that house that make it luxurious and rich with love.
Wow, I love that.
Thank you. Then you got into the deep side of the fire. No, you'll go to visit the house, you'll find a friend on the stairs, you will find a whole wall that has these square images that have a lot of our family vacation and our wedding day of my daughter's Sawura. And things that are loving. So it's having what you love, whether it's a fish tank, whether it's a gallery, whatever gives you your space, what you love, and whether it's a box of chocolate, it might be anything, but it's just going back home. And you call it home, and that's what makes home a home.
Space of love, I guess. Thank you so much, Dina.
So very welcome.
كنت متفاجئة في الموضوع.